At New York International Bridal Week, BridalShoesTV had the opportunity to talk with acclaimed bridal designer Elizabeth Fillmore. Fillmore is a Parsons graduate who began her own bridal collection in 1999. She's known for her design's chic blend of sophistication and femininity with a touch of the Bohemian. Elizabeth Fillmore shared her thoughts on wedding shoes with BridalShoesTV.
This is Mary with BridalShoesTV, here speaking with Elizabeth Fillmore, wedding dress designer. I just had a few questions for you about what your opinions are with wedding shoes and what you're seeing a lot of these days. In a lot of magazines, they're showing girls doing variations of different kinds of shoes, you know, something a little more casual than what used to be done. What do you think would be too casual?
Well, I think that you always have to consider your venue, where you're getting married, and what style your dress is. So I think too casual would be a plain flip-flop, if anything, or something that doesn't have like a pretty heel to it. So I think it just depends on the genre of dress you're doing.
A lot of times girls are also doing a colored shoe, which is another thing we see a lot of, a red, or you know, they want to match their bridesmaids' dresses. What's your opinion on a colored shoe for a wedding dress?
I love a colored shoe, again, if it's tasteful. I think I love to recommend a French blue or champagne. I think if a bride has a particular color that's her color, if it can be pulled off with the right style of shoe, like a gorgeous Christian Louboutin, Jimmy Choo, you pretty much can't go wrong. But I think you have to stay, it's still got to be a beautiful shoe, then you can do the color. So I love the accent of color on a shoe. I think it can have that little personal statement that's sort of hidden, which is fun.
Right, gives it a little extra.
Yeah, I think it's you know, the way things are going now. There's got to be that individual look tied in with your
customization, absolutely, with nowadays.
It's your personal stamp on it.
So what do you think of a metallic shoe with a wedding dress, or is there a metallic that you would or would not do with a wedding dress?
No, I would do, as long as it's, I prefer a pale silver, pale gold, rather than like a glaring metallic, but I think it's beautiful if it complements the dress. Again, I think it's just sort of the same thing as with color. I had a bride who was wearing one of my bias, slinky 1930s gowns, and she had a turquoise suede Jimmy Choo piped in gold metallic leather, and it's amazing. Now, I would have never thought, but the shoe was the right style. It was glamorous. It was very, it had a very couture feel, so it worked, and it worked on that bride. So again, I think it's the personality, the look, everything has to be in keeping.
So we also used to see more of bridesmaids matching their shoes to their dresses, with the bride wanting them to all be more uniform. And now it's more pick out your own shoes, or you know, they're given more decision-making power.
I think it's a little more modern.
Okay,
to do that. Shoes? Yeah, I do. I mean, if you're doing something as formal as Kate Middleton, then your bridesmaids and your little ladies have to be in the same thing. I think it's like protocol. But I think most weddings today, again, have such an individual take on what they're doing that as long as the shoe is pretty, I say wear it.
So what would you say to a bride who is tall and she's worried about being taller than everybody else? Do you think that she should still wear a heel?
I think she should, well, I think she shouldn't be overshadowing her groom.
Okay.
So I think that's important, that it's tasteful. A lot of brides that are more petite that are wearing our dresses are wearing 5-inch heels, but their groom happens to be 6'2", so it's fine. But I think there are a lot of options out there now, from wedges to lower heels, and there's a lot more choices in the bridal market for shoes than there used to be. So I don't think there should ever be any trouble anymore finding a shoe that's the right height.
Right, and so you think a little heel, just a little one, would at least give her a little bit more confidence and help with her posture?
I think so. I think people stand better in a heel.
Agreed.
So even if it is small, I do have some brides that are definitely getting married on the beach, and they're going to either go barefoot or wear a flip-flop, but there's even beautiful wedding sandals now that I think are really tasteful, and if you have the right amount of poise, that you can wear that if it's the right occasion. Right,
and with a shorter bride, it probably breaks up the look a little bit. You don't want to have her just half bodice, half skirt, and a short heel with a longer, dress and everything, kind of elongates the entire look.
I think like a dress like this, that's just like a really modern sort of city hall wedding dress or ceremony dress, for the girl that she's either changing in or doing something different, I think you could do a fabulous shoe, something kicky and with a lot of personality, where some dresses might dictate more classic just because they're a huge ball gown, and it just depends again.
Right, and with the shorter dress, exactly.
You want to have a great, you need a great shoe.
Absolutely,
like this. Yeah.
It's right out there.
Yeah.
So with a longer dress like this though, do you think that the lace would be a problem? Would you recommend something more subtle, you know, something without any sparkle?
I think it should be elegant. Again, I think, you know, you want to do a peep toe or a sling back or something elegant with something like this, but again, you've got a bride that's got great style and she finds a fabulous crazy shoe. If it works, wear it.
Have you ever thought about designing shoes yourself?
Oh yes. Yeah,
really?
I would love to. It's the licensee to do it. You have to produce so many that right now it's not viable. It's a very hard thing to do, and that's why a lot of wedding designers don't have their own shoe line. But yeah, it would be the next go-to thing I'd do.
What kind of things would we expect to see from you?
Probably some pieces that had elements of draped chiffon, beautiful little hand-done flowers, romantic. They'd be romantic and feminine. And there'd be some fashion statements, but they'd, you know, always stay true to the dresses.
Right, pick up on the tone of the dress.
Absolutely.
Great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to answer our questions.
You're welcome.
For more videos about bridal shoes, visit BridalShoes.tv.